Hello, welcome to my messy desk. If you are new to my YouTube, you probably have not seen this desk at all. Maybe you have in my past videos. I used to do lives for the Planner Perfect Facebook group, and this was where I did most of them. Currently, while I do my planning videos, I do them from my desk upstairs. It's a little different. My downstairs area has all my stamps and inks and all that fun stuff. So I thought I'd come down here. I wanted to share how I did this little coin envelope that I showed on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my name is Lucy's Crafts and Coffee. The end being the letter N. And I just thought I would do one here on my YouTube. So inside this, I have just a little crocheted square that I call my prayer square. So when I want to say a prayer or just need the texture of something to fiddle with something, I have this with me. And it won't get lost in my planner or anything like that. So I just have that there. I have it clipped inside here. And this is my 2.0 Wren in the wide from Planner Perfect. I love having a snap. So sometimes, even though I'm in a B6 for my everyday stuff, I just kind of float it in here so that I can have my other notebooks with me. This, I just cut down a composition book. I don't know that I'm totally thrilled with that idea, but for now, that's what I have. This is some, it's kind of like my war binder, so to speak, that I want to have with me in case I want to write anything down while I'm at work. And this is my journal. I'm going to do something different with my journal tonight, too. And it's a thought I have, so I don't know if it's going to work out or not. We shall see. So let's just get started with this coin envelope, which I got this pack at the Dollar Tree. You get 20 in here. You can do a lot of things with these envelopes. I love them. I think that's the best deal ever. So, I have a pre-made tag that I had done a while back. Just, I don't know if it's watercolor or colored pencils. Probably a little bit of both if I know myself. And then a little bit of glitter. I'm not sure if you can tell. Try to zoom back in. You can kind of see it. Yeah, you can see the shimmer in the middle of the sunflowers. So I figured I'd add this to my little envelope here. So I have my watercolors. And I always like to do watercolor on everything. Just look at my colors here. And I think I'm probably going to do the same color I always do. 2, 3. And I just have my water brush pen. It's an old one from Jane Davenport. I don't even think she has stuff in Michael's anymore. So I'm just putting water on this. Nothing special. Swooshing it around. A little bit darker here, a little bit darker there. Just a good autumn color. I actually might even add a little bit. Trying to see if I have a towel somewhere, and I don't think I do anymore because it's been so long since I've watercolored. I might do a little bit of green on here. So let's see my colors. Should be this one. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding a, I should have paper towels down here. I'm going to be adding a tab. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of watercolor on there too. Sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling. I did eat. Now this isn't watercolor paper, so it's going to react differently. Okay. I'm going to take my heat tool, which is very, very old too. It's an embossing tool. All right, now you don't have to get all into this like I normally do. So that's dry now. And I'm going to find a stamp I want to use. Which I like to use this little canceled stamp thing here. Now, all the stamps I use are from Close to My Heart, which is not in business anymore. So if you're looking for what I'm using, I apologize. But, yeah, they're not in business anymore. Actually, I wonder if I should... I'm going to use the B. The B is a little more appropriate for what we're doing, since I'm using sunflowers. And I think I'm going to use a brown ink for the B. Oh, that's not brown. This is brown. I like to put a little cushion underneath whatever I'm stamping on to give it a nice, good, even image. Oh, he's cute. All right, let's see what else I can use from my collection here. Actually, I know what I can do to add to this. We can put an actual sunflower in the background, monochromatic like. Let me get my stamp cleaner. Gonna have to make a note to bring a towel down here, paper towels down. I usually have a roll of paper towels and then I just dab my water brush on them. All right, let me take this brown out of my way. And I'm going to use, I've been liking this color Mist because it's kind of like a greenish blue. And I am going to, first I'm going to put this stamp set away because things get mixed up. And you've got to be organized. It's very easy to get your stamps all mixed up. Okay, that one away. Get my sunflowers out. You're not going to see much of this background anyway, because I'm going to be putting that tag over top. So you're really only going to see a little bit. Do I want to use Mist for this? I think I want to use a green. I think I'm going to pass on the Mist this time. And we are going to use a green. Let's see, what green do I want to use? That's too dark. Let me see if I have something in my drawer here. Okay, I decided to go with Fern. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stamp the first image on paper and then stamp on there, because I don't want it to be real dark. So I'm going to use the second. So it's not that bad. I think we can use that first image. Okay, and I think that'll be enough of that. You want to use different colors. You don't want it all to be the same. And I need to pick a color for the edging because I will be adding my, how I like to do the sides. Inking, that's it. Sorry, my words are not coming to me tonight. So for this one, I'm going to use a different color brown. I'm going to use toffee. And just put this leaf. I'm going to see what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm going to turn my stamp different directions. It just makes it a little more appealing to the eye. And then I am going to use a stencil. So if you mix and match your tools, you get a completely different look. So I have this stencil that has, you're probably not going to be able to see it that well. It has like a ruler on the end. I like to use this. And I think I'll turn this way. And I'm just going to do just a little bit in the toffee, but I need to grab, let me see if I have one over here without reaching over my phone. It's not exactly, well, I'll use this sponge. I really wanted to use my blending tool, but I didn't think ahead. So we're going to go with the flow here. And hopefully it stays put. Yeah, I'm going to need to get my blending tool, so 1 second. Okay. This was a very spur of the moment video, so I'm not as prepared as I normally would be. But I had some energy, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. This is my blending tool. Just want to see. It's a very light and airy, fun tool to play with. And you can see, you'll see it better once I lift the stencil, but you can already see it's doing its job. Love that. It's probably not exactly what I would use for sunflowers, but it's cute. Thought about giving these out with my Etsy orders. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. If you'd enjoy that, if you purchased from my store. If you haven't visited my store, I do some hand crocheted things. Obviously, hand crocheted, but I'll I'll show you in a second what's in my planner. Let's just get a little bit of this on here. So this will go on the back of here, like that. This will go here. Maybe I'll make that stick out a little bit there. So let me get some of my twine. Now, do I have my hole punch? Of course I do. All the way over there. Do I have one closer by? I should have one without having to pause the video again. Let's see. I have my crocodile. This should work. Okay. Gotta double this up. I don't want to pull it too hard because it'll rip the tag. That's a little bit too much, I think. So, what I'm going to do is take one of these. You can take these, like, separate them. That's what I've been doing on my pumpkins. And I like the way it looks. I feel like this is going to look better. Yeah, I like that much better. It's not as overbearing. Okay, so it'll be like that. And then we'll put this here. I thought about putting a little hole there, but I don't want to. I think it looks good just like this. Now, what should I do with this? I don't want too much extra zhuzh. Let's put this down. Let me find my glue. The other thing I thought I could add is before I do this, this is something I got at the dollar store. Never pass up the dollar store, guys. There's some cute stuff in there that you can just use in such creative ways. All right, you know what? I better put this down first, too. Okay. This is a no stick mat. I'm going to put that down. And then my tag. And then maybe have that sticking out a little bit, overlapping the tag. So I'm going to put glue on just a little corner of it. Isn't that cute? Look how cute. So now I have an extra little square I have here. And look, the colors match. And I'm going to put it in there. How cute is that, guys? No time at all. I hope you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel for more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye.